We're outside the federal courthouse in Miami, where today, Kayla and I waited over 7 hours to watch Donald Trump get arraigned.
I was actually inside the courtroom for the BBC, and from the moment I entered, you could see Donald Trump sitting at the defense table, flanked by his two attorneys, looking somber and not saying a word.
I was in another room watching the court proceedings with other media, where we saw Donald Trump's face as well as the face of his lawyers. We saw that he was very subdued during the entire hearing, much like he was in New York, where Kayla and I watched him get arraigned on separate charges just earlier this year.
So two really important things happened during this hearing. The first, Trump had to plead guilty or not guilty, and his lawyers entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Second, Trump actually had to sign a bond agreement. The bond agreement is important because it sets the terms for Trump's release. He didn't have his passport confiscated, he didn't have to pay a monetary bond, but he did have to agree to some terms about discussing the case with certain witnesses.
Although the hearing was largely procedural, there were some moments of tension, including when Donald Trump's lawyers were arguing with the judge about the conditions of his bail.
What was so interesting about watching Trump today from the courtroom was that we're used to seeing him as this bombastic figure speaking in front of thousands of people. But today, he was subdued, he was quiet, he had to go through the same judicial process as any other defendant.